I'm upcycling my duvet cover, part 2. Hi, I'm Megan, welcome to my sewing space, and in this video I'm back with another duvet upcycling project. My dog ripped a hole in my duvet cover and I'm trying to repurpose it into as many things as I possibly can. The first thing I made was this pair of shorts, and now I'm going to work on making a dress. So I found this dress here on Pinterest. I think it's super cute. It's from a company called Go Kismet. I like the length, I like the loose flowing fit, the skinny straps, the tie in the back, and I'm gonna try and make something similar to this. I'm gonna try and self-draft this whole thing, and I'm also gonna make some bias binding. Let me show you my concept, and then I'm gonna get right into my body measurements and cutting out my fabric pieces. Okay, so for my pattern pieces, I'm gonna need a front and a back piece, and I'll cut 2 out exactly the same. Then I'll need about 3 yards or so of bias binding. I'll bind the front neckline, the back neckline, and the underarms, and we'll also need several feet for 2 ties in the front and 2 loops in the back. I'll just tie a cute little bow on the back. And then I'm also gonna need 4 inseam pocket pieces. You can find free inseam pocket templates in Google. Pick one that works for you. Okay, so here is how we're gonna cut out our main body pieces. We're gonna fold along the grain line. So we're gonna measure from the center chest at our desired neckline down to our desired hemline, and we're gonna add 1 inch for seam allowance. Now I'm just gonna zoom in here so you can see a little up close. We're gonna take the chest width between straps and divide that by 2. So on me we got 10 inches, divide it by 2, and we're gonna draw a line straight across like so for the strap, or the top of where the strap's gonna start. So I'm measuring up, for me, about 4 inches. I'm gonna draw that line there. We're gonna draw a curve for the neckline between these 2 points. Next, we're gonna measure down for the underarm. So I'm just measuring down, coming up with a number. On me, I decided on about 4 inches. And then we're gonna measure our bust. We're gonna do the bust measurement plus 4 inches for ease. Divide that by 4, and then we're gonna transfer that measurement across the fabric. Draw our point and curve the line. All right, zoom back out. Then we're gonna choose how wide we want the bottom hem to be. For me, I want it to be like 6 feet around, or 72 inches. And we're gonna divide that by 4 and draw that bottom hemline like so. And then we're just gonna draw a diagonal line from the underarm curve to the bottom hem. Make sure you have plenty of ease through your hip area. You can figure this out by measuring across your pattern piece at the hip area and multiplying by 4. Then measure around your own hips and make sure that the pattern piece measurement that you came up with is bigger than your hip measurement. And here's your pattern piece, not to scale. I'm also making some binding for my project. I'll link a video on how to make the bias binding and cut out my pattern pieces. Time to get off my stuff. Four pocket pieces, my bias binding, and my 2 panel pieces. And I'm just taking a minute to serge my pockets and the side seams of my main body pieces. And then I pinned my pocket pieces right sides together 8 inches from the underarm curve. And I'm gonna stitch those down at 3/8 of an inch. Pressing this out, pressing the seam towards the pocket. What I'm gonna do is stitch the pocket bag. I'm gonna stitch like 1/8 of an inch from this line, and what that's gonna do is sew the pocket bag to the seam allowance. It's gonna help keep my pockets from turning inside out. So I'm gonna do that quick. Then right sides together, I'm laying the two main pieces on top of each other and pinning from the underarm around the pockets and down to the bottom hem. And I'm gonna sew down at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So from the underarm down around the pocket and down to the hem, and repeat on the other side. Then I'm pressing my side seams open. Now I'm going to start with the binding, and I'm going to bind the front neckline. To do this, my main body piece is facing wrong side up, and I'm opening my double fold binding and pinning it to the main body piece. And I'm going to sew the binding to the neckline at this fold line here, using that as my guide to where to stitch. Then I'm going to press the binding up and fold it over to the right side of my main body piece, encasing the neckline's raw edge in the binding, and pin it in place. And then very carefully, I'm going to top stitch the edge of the binding down. Okay, and here's what that looks like for my neckline. And then I'm just trimming the edges of the binding here to get a nice point at the end of my neckline. Next, we're going to add the binding to the underarm in a similar way. So open and pin the binding to the wrong side of the underarm. Line up one end of the binding with the back of the underarm, so it's lining up evenly with the back. We're going to leave a long tail of binding around 3 feet long at the front of the dress. Now we're only going to sew the binding from the back of the underarm to the front of the underarm. Press the binding up and then over, again encasing the raw edges of the underarm in the binding. Pin. Now we're sewing on the front of the main body, starting at the back underarm, close to the edge of the binding. We're going to stitch it down around to the front of the underarm, but we're going to sew the binding closed all the way down the length of this strap. Repeat for the other side, and then I'm going to move on to the back neckline. Again, same idea with the binding to finish the raw edge, but this time instead of making the binding the same length as the neckline, we need a few extra inches to make loops for our straps. So I cut the binding about 6 inches longer than the neckline so I can form my loops later. So again, we're just pinning in place. And we're gonna sew at this line here. Press up, flip it over, press everything back down. I think 3 inches is a little bit too long for my loops, so I'm just trimming it down. And what I'm gonna do is fold over just the very edge of this binding here and press it. So when I fold it together, it helps enclose that raw edge. And then I'm just stitching across here, keeping the tail of my binding tucked in so there's no raw edges. And then to make the loops, just fold these little tails to the wrong side of the dress. And we're just gonna sew back and forth across like that. Next, I'm taking the ties and feeding them through the loops that I made. And then to finish the ties, I have these cute wooden beads in my stash that I thought would make a cool end to my ties, as opposed to just tying a knot or finishing the raw edge of the binding. So I'm just threading these wooden beads on, tying a really tight knot, and then trimming away the extra fabric at the end of the knot. And here's what those look like. And then the very last thing to do is finish the hemline. So I'm pressing up 1/2 inch twice, sewing in place, and then here you go, finished dress is complete. What do you guys think? Fasten your seatbelts. I have a lot to say about this one. Good concept, solid construction, some very good sewing, if I do say so myself. However, there are a few things that need to be pointed out. I do like this dress that I made. It is not exactly what I intended it to be. It's pretty similar. There are a few noticeable differences. It does sit very high on my chest and on my back, and that's because if I let it down any lower, you can see my bra. That's why I'm wearing it up so high, because I don't like my bra hanging out. So I also realized, looking at my original inspiration piece, that the front neckline looks like it's gathered. I don't know if it's gathered and then sewn to the binding, or if the front neckline is turned over to form a casing, and then the ties are threaded through it and it gets the gathered effect that way. That gathering gives a nice draping effect over the bust, and by the time I realized that, I had already cut out my pattern pieces. So for me, that's kind of the point of no return, so I just hammered it out from there full send. So basically, next go around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the underarm curve a little bit so it doesn't fall down so low where you can see my bra. And I'm also gonna widen the front neckline, gather it so it drapes nicely over my bust. I do like the length and I do like the loose fit. Happy with the bead idea. Think that turned out nicely. This dress is casual. There's very little structure to it, which I'm actually really loving. Like, just throw on a pair of slides, put on a pair of sneakers, and you're good to go. Or add a belt, a nicer shoe, gives a little bit of structure and makes it a little less casual. I also think it makes a really great layering piece. Throw a t-shirt on or a sweater and you got yourself a little skirty skirt. Cute, whole new vibe. So with all that being said, do I love this dress? Yes. It's not what I had in mind when I set out to make it, but I do love it. And will I wear it all the time? Yes, I will. I actually think that this is gonna be a new staple in my wardrobe. If you wanna see what else I upcycled this duvet cover into, please be sure to like and subscribe. You can check out the pair of shorts that I made here, or if you just like these kinds of videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!